All right, this is the 2018 1040 U.S. Individual Income Tax Return Form right here, issued by the Department of Treasury, the Internal Revenue Service. I'm going over this form, and just to let you know, I am not an expert at this. So when you are watching this video, just use it as entertainment purposes only. But I'm just going to go over this form, okay? So we're going to start at the top, all right? So right here, it has an area to where you can indicate your filing status. Of course, check out the manual that the IRS gives to you so you can know exactly which one to select. And so at the top, it says it has selections for single, married filing jointly, married filing separately, head of household, qualifying widower. I'm just going to go ahead and select one of these right here. I'm going to be, what do I want to be today? I want to be, all right, that's what I'm going to be today. All right. And then on the next line, it has it where you select, you have to enter in your name. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter my name. All right. And then as you can see right here, it says your first name and your initial. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my middle initial right there, and then last name. All right. All right. So I have my name filled out, and then as you go to the right, there is an area for your social security number, and I'm just going to enter in a social security number, random. This is not actually mine, but I'm just going to enter it in. That's where it goes. And then next line, it has your standard deduction, okay? And it says, like, it has several selections. Someone can claim you as a dependent. You were born before January 2nd, 1954. You are blind. And so if these apply to you, go ahead and select that, okay? All right, and so I'm going to go down to the next line. All right, and it says if joint return spouse, excuse me. All right, it says if joint return spouse, first name and initial and last name. Okay, so if you have a spouse, you go ahead and put your spouse's name there, and then also the last name as well as the spouse's social security number right there. All right, and so we're going to go to the next line. And again, it also has some selections that you can choose from. It says spouse standard deduction. It has selection spouse is blind. Someone can claim your spouse as a dependent. It also has spouse itemizes on a separate return, or you were a dual status alien. All right, so it has that. And then also your spouse was born before January 2nd, 1954. Okay, it says all those selections right there. If it applies to you, go ahead. All right, and right here it says it has a selection, so full year health care coverage or exempt. See instructions, so you make a selection right there. All right, and then coming down here, it says home address. Okay, go ahead and hit your home address. I'm gonna do, let me see. Put my home address in there. Go ahead and put my address, 1900 New York Avenue. So I'm just putting my address right here, and then, all right. And then if you have an apartment, go ahead and do that. Put your apartment number in there. Excuse me. And then it says right here, presidential election campaign. You have to check that out. I think that means if you gonna donate to the election campaign, but I'm not sure, so you're gonna have to check that out. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. And then it's going to ask you to put the city that you live in. Okay, so you're gonna go down here, and it says city, town, or post office, state, and zip code. If you have a foreign address, see Schedule 6. So you're going to have to look at the form to see what Schedule 6 is. So right here, I am going to put in my city that I live in. All right. And then I'm going to put in the town, not the town, but the state. All right. I'm going to put down Florida. All right. And then I'm going to put in the zip code. All right. All right. All right. Got my zip code in there. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go into the next one. Okay. All right. So it says right here, if more than 4 dependents, okay, you got to see instructions. Like again, it's asking you to look at the instructions right down here. Okay, if you have more than 4 dependents, okay, and then if you do, I guess you select it down there, and then you go ahead down here and you put your dependent's name down here. Okay, go ahead and do this. Okay, I'm not gonna put that in. I'm not gonna put my dependent's name in there, but you put their dependent's name in there, first name, last name, social security, their relationship with you or to you, and here right here, selection for child tax credit or credit for other dependents. All right. And so once you get all that right there, then you come down here and then you put your signature in this line right here. Okay. You're going to have to put your signature. You're going to have to put the date and then also the occupation. Okay. And then right here, it says right here, if the IRS sent you an identity protection pin, enter it here, and you're going to enter it right there. And one thing to note, right here at the top, right above it, it says, before you sign it, it says, under penalties of perjury, I declare that I have examined this return and accompanying schedules and statements, and to the best of my knowledge and belief, they are true, correct, and complete. Declaration of preparer other than taxpayer is based on all information of which the preparer has any knowledge. Okay, very important. All right, and then right here it also shows you like to sign here, joint return, see instructions, keep a copy for your records. Okay, you can enter your signature, date, and occupation, and if you have a spout in your return, you have a joint return, you're going to enter it in down there. Okay, and then also do put your spouse's occupation and date, and also this PIN number if you have one. All right, and if you are a paid preparer, you're going to enter in the information right here, the name, signature, and all these other things right here. Firm name, firm address, phone number, third party if it applies, and your numbers up there. All right, so we're going to go into the next page. All right, so we're going to come down here, and this is where you're going to have your W-2 form. You should have gotten your W-2 form sent to you from your employer. All right, so it says right here, it says wages, salaries, tips, etc. All right, and it says attach forms, W-2. So you're going to attach your W-2 forms to this paper copy if you are doing it with a paper copy. All right. So you attach your forms, and right here it says wages, salaries, and tips, and so you add all those up, and then you put it in one right here. Okay, and then we're going to go to 2, and it says tax exempt interest. Okay, whatever tax exempt interest, you're going to put into 2A. And then 2B, it says taxable interest, and you're going to put that in right here. Okay. All right. And so when you're entering in, you put the dollars right here and then the cents right there. Okay. So 3, qualified dividends, you're going to put in right there. B, ordinary dividends, you're going to put that right there. And then 4, IRAs, pension, annuities, okay, you're going to put that in 4A. And then 4B, you're going to put in taxable amount into 4B right here. If you're getting Social Security benefits, okay, it says Social Security benefits, you're going to put that right there. And taxable amount, you're going to put it over there. All right. All right. Number 6, total income. Add lines 1 through 5 and add any amount from Schedule 1. Okay. Line 22. Okay. Read those. And it goes right there. Number 7, adjusted gross income. If you have no adjustments to your income, enter the amount from line 6. Otherwise, subtract Schedule 1. Line 36 from line 6. Okay? So again, it's a lot. You really hang on to that because that's a lot of material that you have to know right there, okay? And then we're going to move down to 8, okay? 8 is standard deduction or itemized deductions. Okay, standard deduction, single or married filing separately, $12,000. Married filing jointly or qualified widower, $24,000. Head of household, $18,000. If you checked any box under standard deduction, you're going to have to go ahead and see the instructions, okay? That's a book that, goes along with this. And you're going to enter that in there. All right, 9, qualified business, income deduction, see instructions, okay? Taxable income, subtract lines 8 and 9 from line 7. If 0 or less, enter in 0, okay? 11, A, see instructions. Of course, you're going to see that book again. Check if any from, okay? So you're going to have to do all this checking. So there's a lot of reading that you're going to have to do within the tax book, okay? So add any amount from Schedule 2 and check here, all right? Child tax credit / credit for other dependents. Add any amount from Schedule 3 and add it here. Subtract line 12 from line 11. If 0 or less, enter in 0. Other taxes, see attached Schedule 4. So you're going to have to really look at that book, that manual that they give you. All right? And then 15, total tax, add lines 13 and 14. 16, federal tax income withheld from Forms W-2 and 1099. 17, refundable credits. All right? Fill out those. And then add any amount from Schedule 5. And then once you get down to 18, it says add lines 16 and 17. These are your total payments, and it goes in right here. And then 19, we're talking about the refund. If line 18 is more than line 15, subtract line 15 from line 18. This is the amount that you overpaid, okay? Goes in there for 19. All right? 20, the amount of line 19 you want refunded to you. It's from 8888 is attached. Check here, okay? And then right here is just banking information, your routing number that goes right here. And then your account number. And then you have to indicate whether it's a checking account or savings account. And then 21, amount of line 19 you want to apply to your 2019 estimated tax. And then it goes right here. And then if you owe, all right, 22, amount you owe. Subtract line 18 from line 15 for details on how to pay. See instructions in the manual, okay? And that goes in line 22. And then 23, the estimated tax penalty, okay, right here. See instructions. See instructions, very important. And then you enter that number in right there. All right, so that's the forms. Let me know if you have any questions. And remember that I am not an expert at this. This is merely just for entertainment purposes. I hope you are able to get your taxes done and do them well. Thanks a lot for watching.